Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Huddle House in Lakeland, Georgia is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With a clean and friendly atmosphere, you'll always get the service you're looking for. They have a variety of menu items for you to choose from, whether it's an omelet or a hamburger. And you can even order takeout, whether you sit at the bar or at a table. The staff at Huddle House is always looking out for you. Huddle House in Lakeland, open 24/7, 251 West Main Street. That's 251 West Main Street. Stop on by and eat something.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here from the Huddle House in Lakeland, Georgia, with our second edition of the LC Coaches Show. Running a little bit behind this afternoon, waiting on Coach Kurt Williams. He's still out at the practice field. They was waiting on some weather to pass through the area. The weather got through, and they went out and practiced and run over a little bit, but he'll be here with us momentarily. Jeremy Lewis is on the other end. He don't want to get on the camera, I don't guess.
Well, no, that's not the reason. I have to be where the computer is.
He's running the computer and the controls.
Now,
but
I'll tell you, I was in front of a camera a few weeks ago. You watched that.
I watched it. Jeremy was over there on the, and we haven't plugged them on the coaches show, but Jeremy was over on the
backroadsports.tv.
Talking with a few other guys over there, Mr. Alan Hanley and Mr. Adam Bell, and I don't remember the gentleman's name from Telfair County, but those Clinch County, Telfair County, Charlton County, and Lanier County all have live radio feeds, or radio or video feeds of sporting events, and they've teamed up to put those all on one network where you could go on there and you can click the links to whichever one you want to watch. And if we're not live with a game, if you know that Lanier County is playing in one of those other three towns, you probably can pick it up on one of those networks. But tonight we're going to talk about some Lanier County softball, Lanier County football. Coach Rob Brunell, unfortunately, was unable to join us this evening. He has a prior obligation, but Coach Kurt Williams will be with us a little later on talking football. But we'll give you a little weekend review on softball. The Lady Dogs hosted the Charlton County Maidens here last Tuesday afternoon at V.L. Moore Field and came away with a 3-2 win. Defeated a good Lady Maidens team. Lady Dogs scored 2 runs in the top of the first, added a run in the top of we were the home team. In the bottom of the first, added another run in the bottom of the second, and held a 3-0 lead all the way to the top of the 7th. Charlton put a little scare into us. They scored 2 there in the top of the 7th, but I think it was Miss Sammy Siska was able to get out of it and hold on for the win, and a big win in Region 2A for the Lady Dogs. So they improved their region record to 2-0 with that victory. Friday afternoon, Lady Dogs traveled up to Cordele, played in the Watermelon Festival. It's a lot of words there to put together, Jeremy. But
Tongue twister.
But they played in the Watermelon Festival tournament up there. Cordele has long had a Watermelon Festival, kind of an arts and craft type show. If many of you are familiar with Flatlanders Frolic that used to be held here in Lakeland, it's something similar up in Cordele. theirs is the Watermelon Festival, and they have a high school softball tournament associated with that festival. And the Lady Dogs was invited, and Coach Rob Brunel chose to take his team up there, and they faced a Crawford County, and I believe they are the Lady Eagles, school that we have not played a whole lot in any sports, so unfamiliar team. But I think we might have faced them once or twice, maybe in football, back in the early years when the program just started. But Lady Dogs faced the Lady Eagles up there in Cordell, knocked them off 9-1, I believe was the final score. So a good win there, and I'm not even sure what classification Crawford County is in. Then followed that up, they played Tiff County. Tiff County, of course, comes out of Region 1-7A. They come from the state's highest classification. Lady Dogs coming from the smallest classification in the state in Region 2A, Region 2-1A. And Tiff County knocked us off 1-0. Our only loss so far this season in softball. Tiff County, cannot remember. I think they scored somewhere in the middle of the ball game, or maybe towards the end of the ball game. But they only played 6 innings because those tournaments are on a time limit. I think they play about an hour and a half, so they played 6 innings. Lady Dogs had bases loaded there with 2 outs in the top or the bottom of the 6th. I don't recall if we were the home or the visitors, but had a line drive hit right at the third baseman for the final out of the game. That ball gets past the third baseman, and the Lady Dogs probably win that ball game. So Lady Dogs fall to, I believe, 3-1, but they're 2-0 in the all-important region standings. And they'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon, weather permitting. Of course, it's rained here all day. Sure, it's rained down in Statenville all day. But they play Eccles County, region game tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully tomorrow. And I think one schedule I have said 4 o'clock. One schedule said 5:30. One said 6.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which one's right. But Max Prep says 4.
I think there might be a JV that's at 4.
If anybody knows that and has my phone number, if you'll text me that. So before we get off the air tonight, we'll let everybody know what time that game is tomorrow afternoon. We talked about it a little bit last week. Talked about Eccles County's game against Irwin County as we were broadcasting the Lady Dogs last Tuesday afternoon. Eccles has kind of does not have the pitching they've had in the past years, and so still a region game though. They still a rivalry. Games in recent years have been decided usually by 3 runs or fewer. A lot of times by 1 run, but don't know if that'll happen tomorrow afternoon. I hope that would be the case. I hope we come out on the winning end of it, but for Eccles County's sake, I hope they can get some improvement in the pitching circle. They we kind of talked and cut up a little bit about that game they were having, but don't never want to downplay any athletes, especially young high school athletes. But they won that ball game 31-18. And then I believe Thursday afternoon, I think Lady Dogs are on the road, and Jeremy has the schedule. Where are we going Thursday afternoon, Jeremy?
Actually, it's a home game.
Is it a home game? So
it's a home game. It's Valdosta.
Okay, so Tuesday's the road game. Thursday's home against Valdosta Lady Cats. Got playing Lady Cats down in Eccles on Tuesday, and another set of Lady Cats here in Lakeland on Thursday. Valdosta came over and played this summer in the Lady Dogs summer tournament that we had here, and we defeated the Lady Cats from Valdosta, and I don't remember the score. It was a summer ball game, and scores really aren't important. You're just trying to get in some work. But Lady Dogs knocked them off during the summer, and probably we would expect them to do the same. Of course, Valdosta's out of Region 1-6A, so they're a much bigger school, but just have struggled to get their softball program going. They have and I don't want to get the lady's name wrong. I know it was the young lady. Their coach now is a Lanier County native, a former Lady Dog, and if anybody can get that program turned around, it would be a Lady Dog, a former Lady Dog, because we have had much success throughout the years in high school fast pitch softball since it moved from slow pitch to fast pitch. And I know those girls or ladies. No, I don't call them girls. I know those ladies, but there's two or three sisters there, and I don't want to get her name mixed up, but hopefully that'll be a good contest here Thursday afternoon. We do want to I don't know what happened there, Jeremy, but I got a different sound in my.
What's that? It's this thing back here behind me.
Is it? It cut off? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, the background noise.
Headset went kind of a ride there for a second. If you are in the area this afternoon and are looking for somewhere to eat supper or dinner, we call it supper here in South Georgia. A lot of folks call it dinner, but if you're looking for somewhere to find supper, come up to the Huddle House and eat. Be helping out the Bulldog football program. Mr. Jimmy Brown generous enough to make some arrangements to help with the program. If you come up and eat, they get a proportion of his proceeds that he takes in on Monday nights, and they rotate that with the softball program. It's the football. We done softball last week, and so softball covered the tables and all, and this week football is going to do that. And I see a few of the football players arriving, so and Coach Kurt is coming in the door in a few minutes. But
Valdosta is playing a game right now, actually, against Monroe. Valdosta is 1-5.
Yeah, Valdosta knocked off Turner County, which is a Region 2A team. It's in our region. So, tell you what we'll do. We'll go to a commercial break and thank all of our sponsors and give Coach Williams the time to come over and get the headset on and get ready to talk a little bit about Lanier County football. So, we'll go to a commercial break.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Huddle House in Lakeland, Georgia is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With a clean and friendly atmosphere, you'll always get the service you're looking for. They have a variety of menu items for you to choose from, whether it's an omelet or a hamburger. And you can even order takeout, whether you sit at the bar or at a table. The staff at Huddle House is always looking out for you. Huddle House in Lakeland, open 24/7, 251 West Main Street. That's 251 West Main Street. Stop on by and eat something.
So as the final buzzer sounds, we shoot a three, and it bangs in! It goes in! Oh, we get a steal.
EJ gonna drive, put a shot up and in,
and it does.
Bulldogs lead 100-48.
Gonna try a long three. It's good.
Good.
3-point shot's good. 12-10, and Clinch County wants to talk it over.
Oh, there's a good drive. There's a good drive. Is it going to drop?
It's down.
It's down in the sphere.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Huddle House in Lakeland, Georgia is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With a clean and friendly atmosphere, you'll always get the service you're looking for. They have a variety of menu items for you to choose from, whether it's an omelet or a hamburger. And you can even order takeout, whether you sit at the bar or at a table. The staff at Huddle House is always looking out for you. Huddle House in Lakeland, open 24/7, 251 West Main Street. That's 251 West Main Street. Stop on by and eat something.
So as the final buzzer sounds, we shoot a three, and it bangs in! It goes in! Oh, we get a steal.
EJ gonna drive, put a shot up and in,
and it does.
Bulldogs lead 100-48.
Gonna try a long three. It's
Good.
good. 3-point shot's good. 12-10, and Clinch County wants to talk it over.
Oh, there's a good drive. There's a good drive. Is it going to drop? It's down. It's down in the sphere.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Huddle House in Lakeland, Georgia is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With a clean and friendly atmosphere, you'll always get the service you're looking for. They have a variety of menu items for you to choose from, whether it's an omelet or a hamburger, and you can even order takeout, whether you sit at the bar or at a table. The staff at Huddle House is always looking out for you. Huddle House in Lakeland, open 24/7, 251 West Main Street. That's 251 West Main Street. Stop on by and eat something.
So as the final buzzer sounds, we shoot a three, and it bangs in! It goes in! Oh, we get a steal.
EJ gonna drive, put a shot up and in,
and it does.
Bulldogs lead 100-48.
Gonna try a long three. It's
Good.
good. 3-point shot's good. 12-10, and Clinch County wants to talk it over.
Oh, there's a good drive. There's a good drive. Is it going to drop? It's down. It's down in the sphere.
Welcome back to the LC Coaches Show. We got Coach Kurt Williams here back with us live this afternoon. Coach, doing all right today?
Yeah, man. Glad to be here. A little wet, but got some good work in.
Yeah, I know we told everybody you was running a little late because you got practice didn't get over with till a little late. Figured it was bad weather, and then you was cleared up and you able to get out there.
Yeah, it was. It's been one thing I was really told the kids today I was really proud of was it was a crazy day. For folks that hadn't been in high school, the air conditioning has not been working. So they've been working on the air conditioning probably the past week. And today I think they got all the outside stuff, but they had to go back in and rewire. So about, 3:15, about the time we call roll and get ready to transition on Mondays, we usually do a little offensive film meeting. And JV defense goes outside, and about that time, they shut the power off to the gym, which also is the field house and our offices and stuff.
Right.
And so anyway,
you lose film.
Yeah, it just threw us for a loop, and it kind of kind of set us back for a few minutes. But, you know, I think Coach Sharp went back there and had opened the door and did some board talk and fixed some busts we had on offense and that kind of stuff. And JV defense went out, and we went out and kind of adjusted practice because it was really wet, and had a good practice.
Yeah, well, good. I know a lot of folks, if you're not familiar with football or how practices are, the GHSA regulates a lot of things, but you really only have 3 days to practice. You prepare on Sunday, usually.
Yeah.
Coaches meet and come up with a game plan for that week's game. Monday afternoon you practice in pads. Tuesday afternoon usually in pads. Wednesday afternoon in pads. Thursday you kind of walk through last-minute preparation. And Friday you play the game.
Yeah.
So any day you miss,
it sets you back. It really does, because we're creatures of habit and routines. Like Monday for us is a big offensive-focused day. And with the performance we had Friday night, we was desperate to get some work in. And Tuesday is a big defensive day, and Wednesday is really a lot of team, special teams, situational, third down, goal line. We also do our 2-minute drill. Today was supposed to be a big goal line day, but we had to cut that just because we got so far behind with all the crazy weather and logistics and power.
Gotcha. Well, throw some controversy at you, so you.
Yeah, and I was really proud of the kids because, every year that I think last year we had the hurricane, had to go play on Saturday morning in Irwin. There's always going to be some type of game. You have a lightning delay or something, like you got to be able to handle it.
That's right. Every year in South Georgia, when the season starts as early as they do now, in August, in the middle of August, you're already playing football.
Yeah.
Used to, it was the first
Friday
after Labor Day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you feel like if you get past Labor Day, usually the weather kind of minus hurricanes. My Lord, I've had a hurricane game 3 years in a row.
That's right. So, but talk about a little bit about Friday night's game. We hosted Cook County for a scrimmage. Of course, Cook, the scoreboard at the end of the game was 27-0. There's 21 varsity points, 6 on the JV during the JV quarter. A lot of folks say, well, we didn't score. But, Coach, I saw some positives on the offensive side of the ball, even though we didn't score. Didn't put it in the end zone, but there was still some positives I saw that we developed in a running game. That was one of the things that kind of clicked with me. Let you talk about the game and what you thought.
Yeah,
you're the expert.
It was. I wouldn't call myself an expert.
Well, you got a lot more than I got.
It's kind of a tale of 3 quarters, as far as the varsity part. The first quarter, I thought it was like a really good ball game. It was, for everybody, it was scripted, so there was red zone situations, there was goal line situations, there was open field. I think what you saw is when we forced Cook to drive the ball, they didn't have as much success.
Right.
The first open field, we're driving along, and we're running the ball. Rashad makes a play. I think, protection was not great all night, and it broke down, and he made a play, got out of there, and got us a first down. And I want to say Jeremiah Small, we hit him with a couple good plays, first down, and then we run one of our staple RPOs, and Rashad probably the only bad ball he threw all night was, and they picked it off,
right, and
just kind of killed the momentum right there. And then Cook got the ball, and I think they got a first down or 2, and then we made some plays on defense, and so I was really proud of the way defensively we played. I think we're much improved defensively right now. Last year, it was it was the year of the big play,
right,
and we didn't give up big plays Friday night.
That's right.
Yes, we gave up some chunk plays, but no 50, 60-yard touchdown
runs.
There
wasn't nothing like that.
It was, a 15-yard run or a 20-yard little screen or something like that. And we'd rallied and pursued and got pressure on the quarterback. We had more sacks Friday night than we had all year.
That's right.
Last year. So that tells you just kind of what kind of improvement we've had on defense. Offensively, Cook was very fast, and we just, for whatever reason, we'd have a bust up front. We just got behind the chains all night, and it made it very, very difficult against a good Cook team.
Yeah. They were fast everywhere. They did.
Yeah, and that's how they play.
They were fast.
That's how they play, and that, you know, them being a 3A school, they had a little bit more depth. They wore us down in the second quarter, and the second quarter is basically where the game kind of got separated.
That's right.
I thought the rest of the game was pretty even. But the biggest thing in the second quarter was field position.
That's
you
right.
know, we got the ball and didn't move it, and then had to punt, and then we have 3 guys on the punt returner, and we all miss him.
Mm-hmm.
And punt coverage was dismal all night. And, you know, I think they returned it down to like inside the 10. I thought they didn't even have to get a first down to score.
That's right. They got it right on the 10. Ball was on set on the 10.
I think they only drove the ball once across the 50, if I remember. That might have been twice. But that drive, we subbed some younger guys in. That's not a knock on them, but
that's right. Well, they had their in your scripted part when they had the ball on 35. They drove across midfield, and then we stopped them on downs.
Yep.
And then Mamari McGriff, who we'll see here in a little bit, he made a big play on 4th down. He came from the other side of the field. Quarterback was rolling out to the right. Amari come from the left side of the field and run him down.
Yeah.
And we held them on 4th down. That was once, and they crossed midfield. The next time was in the second quarter. They their second drive, they started on their 32-yard line, and they went. Well, I guess that would be 68 yards for a score. But it wasn't no busted plays, no long plays in there. They earned everything they got.
No, I thought we ran to the ball really well. Their running back's preseason All-State.
That's right.
That's how good he is. And we had a hard time tackling him. Yeah. And
they blocked well up front too.
They did. They were a lot better. They were a lot better up front, and I think they're going to be much improved this year.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say they're really flashy on offense, but you know, when you got a good running back and good O-line,
that's right. Well,
and play really good defense, you got a chance.
Well, I kept offensive stats, and what they had, they scored 27 points, but they only had 123 total yards of offense.
Yeah.
So
it's field position.
That tells you a whole lot about how the ball game went.
Field positioning. Yeah, when you give up, when you make it easy, you're setting yourself up for failure, and that's why special teams is important. You got to take it important, being able to flip the field,
But there was, all in all, though, I thought it was a big improvement over last season's scrimmage. We went over to Adel last year. I don't think we played as well. Of course, that was our first ball game of the year, just like it was this time. But I thought we played much better this year. I think we've improved, showed how much we've improved from last year to this.
And I think they're better.
I think they're a lot better. Yeah, they were. They're a lot faster anyway. I think Annalise wants to get on here again tonight.
Come on. She's going to get it. She's bound and determined to get on here.
She's going to get on here one night. We'll let her do it. But, like I say, all in all, I felt that was a pretty good ball game. It was a scrimmage.
No,
and, can't put more into it than what it was.
I'll tell you what I was impressed with was this community showing up and showing out for a scrimmage game.
That's right.
I told my kids today, I said, if we'll buy in and work hard and find ways to start winning some games, can you imagine what Rockmore Stadium would look like?
That's right.
Every Friday night. And, I'm just really proud of the way the community turned out last week. And it didn't feel like a scrimmage game.
No, it didn't.
Like, I've been at 6A schools, been at a team that won the state championship, never had a scrimmage game look like that.
That's right. There's a lot of folks out.
A lot of folks. And really proud of that.
Yeah. Something to really be proud of. I think, Coach, we'll put Friday night's game with Cook to rest, and we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming game this week we got with Union, Florida. But before we do that, let's take a break right quick.
Okay.
And thank our sponsors. And then after we do that, we're going to come back and we're going to talk to some of the players of the week.
Yeah, our co-defensive players.
Co-defensive player of the week. All right. Sounds good. We'll take how many second break, Jeremy? How many sponsors?
It's up to you. What? Do what?
How many sponsors you got?
There is 2,
All right,
but we can play them twice.
We'll take a 60-second break and be back on the Lanier County Network.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Huddle House in Lakeland, Georgia is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With a clean and friendly atmosphere, you'll always get the service you're looking for. They have a variety of menu items for you to choose from, whether it's an omelet or a hamburger, and you can even order takeout, whether you sit at the bar or at a table. The staff at Huddle House is always looking out for you. Huddle House in Lakeland, open 24/7, 251 West Main Street. That's 251 West Main Street. Stop on by and eat something.
So as the final buzzer sounds, we shoot a 3, and it bangs in. It goes in. Oh, we get a steal.
EJ gonna drive, put a shot up and in,
and it does.
Bulldogs lead 100-48.
Gonna try a long 3. It's good.
Good.
3-point shot's good. 12-10, and Clinch County wants to talk it over.
Oh, there's a good drive. There's a good drive. Is it going to drop? It's down. It's down in the sphere.
Okay, we're back here live at the Huddle House with Lanier County Coaches Show. We're going to have a couple of our Bulldogs on with us. We got Maury McGriff on the headset right now, and we're going to have Kelvin Gaines. We're going to put him on the headset in a little bit. Coach has chosen these guys as I believe, Coach, you tell what they are. Co-defensive?
Yeah, we do, and this is kind of partner, I don't think, with Lanier McCurdy at Farm Bureau. He does Players of the Week, and they get presented with a game ball. I don't think there's one for the scrimmage game, but we're going to do a Player of the Week. We give out helmet decals, kind of like Georgia does. And Keith will be a big fan of seeing the bones on the back.
Oh, yeah, got to do the bones.
Back of the helmet, but they'll have red bones on the back of their helmet for certain stuff they do. And Amari and Kevin was rated. We do an impact chart basically on defense and calculate up. For instance, like Amari had 6 tackles, 3 sacks, forced fumble, quarterback hurry, which totaled up to be 11 impact. And I'm trying to look for Kelvin. He had 6 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a sack, forced fumble, and a quarterback hurry as well. And they both had 11 impact points. And we do that just to calculate who's basically like a production deal, who's having an impact on the game. And these 2 gentlemen had the most impact basically, and offensively didn't do anything. So we decided to nominate our 2 top defensive guys this week, and during the week, we'll present them, and they'll be the Farm Bureau Players of the Week, and they'll get to come up here and talk on the coach's show and all that stuff. We want to promote them the best we can.
Yeah, we're proud to have them on. Now, Maury, you doing all right? Don't let that headset. Don't let that headset break. Right when I tell you this, I've kept stats for Lanier County football for forever and ever. Now I don't keep defense anymore. Coach Detter likes to keep his own defensive stats. I'm good with that because that gives me a little bit of a break. I don't believe now that anybody has had 3 sacks in a Lanier County uniform since junior non-conde. Junior Non-Conde played for the University of North Carolina.
Oh, God.
That's been a minute.
So that's been a minute. Been a minute. So you had an excellent ball game Friday night.
Thank you.
You want to say something about it?
I mean, it was good individually, but I wish we would have won like as a team.
That's right.
That would have made it a whole lot better.
That's right. That's right. How did you played a little bit of football last year? Played some receiver.
Yes, sir.
We had a little bit of summer going on. Nobody seen Amari, and all of a sudden I said, "Where's Amari at?" Then Amari shows up, and then Amari starts showing out. So we're glad you're out there, Amari, and
Thank you.
glad you contributed. And I like to hear that team first. That sounds real good.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I would put him at outside linebacker, and he's shown a lot of natural instincts. You know, talked about I think the best play he had was it wasn't I don't know if Coach counted it as a sack or a hurry, but because it was 4th down and we kind of reset the down. But when he come from the backside, he did that at practice, I think the first day, and I said something to him like, boy, I ain't seen that in a while, chasing somebody down from the backside like he did Friday night.
That's right. That was an awesome play. We talked about it before you came on. But, yeah, that was some good numbers. Good numbers Friday night for sure.
Thank you.
So what was it like first time playing defense?
At first, I was really nervous because I don't usually play defense. But after the first snap and contact, it was just, I don't know. It was just none from there. Everything else was just regular.
Playing football, just like practice.
Just having fun.
Yes, sir.
You
It's
know,
really fun.
Guys on the team that I know, they said Amari's playing defense. And I said, oh, yeah. They said, yes, sir. He's playing defense. Said, them running backs think they can just get the edge on them. So they think they're gone, and all of a sudden he just reaches out. So his arm's like 3 foot long, and he just reaches out and grabs them, and down they go. And,
Yeah. He's made us a lot better at practice, just having to go against our offensive line, having to go against him. He's pretty fast.
That's right. Yeah.
So, not trying to blow your head up, but we're trying to promote you a little bit.
I understand.
And he's still got it, but he's getting better every week. I'm really proud of him. And,
That's right.
And, he has big gear. He's going to have some options, not only in basketball, but in football as well. So
That's right.
Really excited to see how he progresses, and really excited to see how he does this Friday night.
Yeah, this one will count. Well, Amari, appreciate having you on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You can hang out back here like Kelvin did. We want to get Kelvin on.
You got anything else you want to say?
Anything you want to add before
about
we
the game, about Friday night, about how's it going, how you like football?
Tell you folks to all come out and watch this Friday night.
If everyone could come out, that would be like a whole lot better. And I don't know. I really don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
It's just fun. Football is fun. I guess playing with everybody that I know, I've known them for a while. We're just playing together. It's fun.
All right. That's good to hear.
That's right.
Flying around hitting folks.
So if you're out there and you don't play, you heard it from Amari. It's fun. Come on out. May not even be too late this year.
We're still recruiting.
If it's still, if it is, we'll certainly take you next summer. But all right, Mark, we appreciate you. And we want to get Kelvin on. We would have got everybody on at the same time, but we only got 3 headsets.
Yep.
So we'll get Kelvin in and talk with him a little bit. Good evening, Kevin. How you doing? Can you hear us in there?
I can.
All right.
Sure.
I'm gonna let. We appreciate you being on, and we're proud of you for being the co-defensive player of the week. And we want to let Coach give your stats again, because we talked to Amari. He gave both of your stats, yours and Amari's, but we got to talking about Amari, and I want to hear your stats again.
Kelvin had 6 tackles, 2 for loss, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 quarterback hurry. And basically he had the same. Him and Amari both had 11 impact points, and I think he had 1 They both had 1 bust, 1 mistake. And basically what we'll do is total that up and divide it by how many snaps they get, and that gives us an impact percentage. What percentage of the game they have an impact on. And they both had the same amount of impact Friday night, and thought Kelvin played a really good game defensively. He probably had his best week of practice he's ever had last week on both sides of the ball.
Right.
And, you know, it's a big year for him. I think junior year is always a big year for guys to grow from their sophomore to junior year. And he just got to keep getting better. I mean, I think the biggest thing with Kelvin Gaines right now is consistency. Because you either get a really good Kelvin Gaines like we did Friday night on defense, or a really bad one.
Well, we're gonna get the good one for the next.
Yeah,
10
no, he's having a lot more good days than
right.
bad days. Whereas last year it was kind of like you would see glimpses. Now we're starting to see. Okay, he had a really good day. Oh, he had a really good 2 days. Now let's have a really good week.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're building on.
Kevin, anything you want to say about your game Friday night?
It was stressful on my part because I didn't even think I was going to play in that game. Well, on defensive side of the ball, because I haven't started on the defensive side of the ball since the first 3 games of my sophomore year. So when Shamar got hurt, which was sad to see, you know, coach had told me to go out there and play, so I just went out there and played. And I ended up playing every series on defense up until the 4th quarter when JV got in. So, I mean, I surprised myself because I didn't expect to even play defense that game. And just, boy bless, I had a really good game on defense.
That's good. That tells you if you're out there and you're playing and you're working every day and you're not playing, but you're working every day, you're the next guy up.
Yeah.
Be ready, because you could be sitting there being the player of the week if you're one of these guys in here that didn't play much Friday night or whatever. You're the next guy up.
Yeah.
You do your job.
Yeah, I feel like as a team we're starting to grow and we're starting to show, a lot of talent. We always had the talent, we just didn't have the teamwork part or the consistency part that coach said, as we needed to have, to go the distance. And I feel like this year and even next year we have a lot of potential to go the distance if we show the teamwork and the consistency and the leadership that we need to show to go to that point.
That's right. That sounds good. Kevin, whether you knew it or not, I've been watching you since you was down at the rec park.
Yeah.
I know you could play ball. I've watched you and Rashad and all you guys. I don't know that I ever had an opportunity to be on one of my teams, but down there. But been watching you for a long time, and I know that when you guys got to this level, that Lanier County was going to be able to compete in football. So I'm agreeing with what you're saying there. That we get some consistency and keep working, we're gonna get there.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of folks is gonna be surprised with Lanier County football. A lot of that has to do with Coach Williams and his staff. I think they come in and they've got you guys gelling together real good, and I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all do the rest of this year, or this year starting.
We're this close, it feels like, just breaking open and being able to compete on a weekly basis.
That's right.
Even just like I was a defense player, but even on the offensive side, we just had a couple of breakdown plays that could have went the distance. If we would made a block or completed a pass, that we could have made an actual close game.
That's right.
If we would have just got rid of those little mistakes on offense, which would have made it a really good game. But
that's right.
Everything happens for a reason, so we just got to look at it like that. It's an opportunity to grow and get better.
It is.
All we can do is do our best game, play our best game Friday against Union County.
Oh, yeah. We're looking forward to it, and know you guys are going to have another good game, and we're going to pull out a win on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Coach Kelvin does a good job on here. We may have to bring him on more often, whether he's player of the week or not.
Kevin Gaines is never lost for a word, okay? This Zucker talks more than my little girl out there, I promise.
He does a good job. He does a good job with it. He knows what he's saying.
He
he's
might
articulate.
have a future in sports broadcasting.
Very well could.
What you want to tell the folks? Come down, Lake Butler, Union County.
If y'all can make the trip, we'll be out in Florida Lake Butler. Y'all come out and show support, because I feel like it will be a close game, a good game, and I feel like we couldn't come out with the first dub in these first 2 seasons.
I agree.
Awesome.
I agree. And don't let it scare you. It's only a 90-mile trip.
99 miles from my
100-mile trip. It's not like you're going to Panama City or somewhere.
It's closer than McRae. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, closer than McRae. Yes.
And I promise you it'll be worth it.
And I've seen a train of cars going from here to McRae for basketball games, so no reason why we can't get those trains rolling behind that Bulldog football bus. So going to do it. All right, Kevin. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Appreciate it, B-Dog.
Congrats on a good week. All right, Jeremy, we'll take another 60-second break, and we'll come back and talk about this week's matchup with Union County.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Huddle House in Lakeland, Georgia is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With a clean and friendly atmosphere, you'll always get the service you're looking for. They have a variety of menu items for you to choose from, whether it's an omelet or a hamburger. And you can even order takeout, whether you sit at the bar or at a table. The staff at Huddle House is always looking out for you. Huddle House in Lakeland, open 24/7, 251 West Main Street. That's 251 West Main Street. Stop on by and eat something.
So as the final buzzer sounds, we shoot a three, and it bangs in! It goes in! Oh, we get a steal.
EJ gonna drive, put a shot up and in,
and it does.
Bulldogs lead 100-48.
Gonna try a long three. It's good.
Good.
3-point shot's good. 12-10, and Clinch County wants to talk it over.
Oh, and there's a good drive. There's a good drive. Is it going to drop? Down. It's down in the sphere.
All right, we back here live on the LC Coaches Show here at the Huddle House in downtown Lakeland. Coach, we going down to Lake Butler, Florida Friday, taking on Union County. I believe they're called the Fighting Tigers.
Fighting Tigers, they look a lot like LSU. They got a little eye of the tiger out there. Their uniforms got the triple sleeve. It's kind of how they model themselves.
What we know about
them? They are traditionally was really good. It's where C.J. Spiller played high school football, and I've had some other guys play there. They had a lot of seniors graduate, so they're a young football team this year. And they played wing T. Been a wing T scheme. That's where Robbie Pruitt came from. When he came out to Fitzgerald, he came from Union County, I believe. And Coach Nobles over at Irwin has coached there too. And anyway, so they got a long tradition of wing T, and now they've went to the spread this year.
Gotcha.
So they look a lot like us on offense. They're going to spread it out and try to throw it out on the perimeter, and they're going to try to do the RPOs and you know your traditional spread offense that you kind of see everybody running now is kind of what they do on offense, and they run a 3-4 on defense. And don't really have – they had a scrimmage game and didn't do kickoff and kickoff return and didn't do live special teams, so it's kind of hard to evaluate how good they are on special teams. But, you know, if I had a feeling, I think they're pretty good on special teams.
Yeah.
I think they're really well coached, and they're going to be ready.
Yeah. How did they do in their game? Did they win their game?
I think they won the game with the JV score. I think they were down like a touchdown, I believe. I think they lost by 6 or something, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure. I tell you, I don't put a lot of stock in the scrimmages, though. People play them different. People prepare different. People, some people go all out and they play all their ones, and then, some people play the, they're evaluating guys. We had some guys that we probably rotate a lot more than we will this week, just trying to figure out who the best guy is at this spot and that kind of stuff. So there's all kind of stuff that goes into scrimmages. So I don't really focus a whole lot on the scrimmage score, but they don't really they play really good team football. I think that's a testament to their coaches and their program and they're scrappy. They look a lot like us.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's.
Do they play anybody that would be familiar to us?
They played Hamilton, I believe, last year, which is pretty close, and we'll play Hamilton in a couple weeks. Last year, and that was, I think they blew Hamilton out pretty good.
Okay.
So, we'll see.
I think they had it was 5-5 last year in the regular season. And lost their playoff game.
5-6, and got some guys coming back. They got a big running back, so we're gonna have to tackle him. And he looks a lot like the kid from Frederica last year.
Gotcha.
He's about 6 foot, 6'1". I got him listed at 6 foot 206. He looks bigger than that on film, and so we got to tackle him. I mean, that's all there is to it. And we're gonna face big backs later on down the road, so we might as well get used to it now. And they got some guys on the perimeter that made some plays. Broke a tackle and made some plays. Like I said, they look a lot like us. They got a big running back and got some. They don't have any really big guys on the perimeter, but they do a good job of perimeter blocking. They just do all the small things really well, and so we can't. It's going to be a dogfight. I really do. I think it's going to be a war, and it's going to come down to who's in the best shape, who can execute down the stretch.
Good. In
the fourth quarter. And
well, I know you've got your guys in shape. I've seen them all summer running and working out and conditioning. I don't know if you could have pushed them any harder.
Yeah, last week, I tell you, last week was hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hot. It's one of the most hottest weeks I remember as a coach in August. You're used to being at close to 90, but when it gets to 93, 94, 95 in pads, it's cooking. I mean, that 5 degrees makes a difference. And, we didn't run them very hard last week because we was losing so much fluids, and I was worried about dehydration Friday night. I thought, we got gassed a little bit in the second quarter when it kind of got, I don't know. It's kind of like a basketball game.
I don't want to mess
That's what I was telling
around
Amari.
here.
Sometimes football can get crazy where you're having all these big plays and run around just like a basketball or the game gets just fast break, and then all of a sudden you get a pause. Well, it kind of felt like that in the second quarter a little bit.
Right.
We had a couple guys get gas, and then third quarter it just kind of slowed down and got normal tempo.
Well, I was going to say, I don't want to jinx us at all, but I was expecting Friday night to see a bunch of guys cramp up. And
I think
fortunately I didn't see that very often, maybe one or two.
Yeah, Kish Wright was the only one that cramped up. Now, we didn't play 48 minutes either. So,
Played 36, so he's close there.
Close. And now we played a whole lot more guys than we did last year. I mean, we played a ton of guys in the varsity part Friday night. I don't have the exact number, but I know on defense we probably played easily 20 to 25 guys on defense. I mean, we rotated a lot of guys on defense. I think that's going to help us down the road because, with guys like Shamar's going to be out. Forgot to talk about him. He's got to get an MRI done. They think it's an MCL. So he's probably going to be out a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks at least.
Strain.
Well, we don't know.
Well, that was something else that we didn't talk about or haven't talked about yet was injuries. He had an injury. They also Jeremiah Smalls went out in the ball game, never come back. Didn't know if that was we said that on the radio or on the network that may have been precautionary, but
yeah, I mean I don't know exactly what happened. I know he didn't miss a play till right before at the end of I think we went one drive without him. So he was back today and seemed to be doing fine. I think he took a shot to his thigh or something the other day, and that happens a lot of times, and it clears up. Kish Wright also got stepped on, and over the weekend it kind of swelled. I think he had a real bad hematoma or something on the back of his calf, and we held him out today. And so kind of got banged up Friday night. I mean, that's
he's a big 3A ball club there that had a lot of depth.
Something I was really proud of last year. We didn't have a whole lot of injuries, and now this year I feel like we're going down like flies. So I mean,
well, fortunately we got a little bit more depth than we've been having.
We do, but when one goes, I mean,
Shamar was on it.
Shamar had done a great job with selecting him as captain. He did not miss a day in the summer.
I know you talked good about him in our our meeting this summer when we talked that we're going to have a preview in the local newspaper this week, and you talked really highly of him.
Never played offensive guard and said, you know what, I'm going to do it for the team, and really worked hard at it in the summer, but went down and hopefully we held Aeneas out last week too, but Aeneas is going to try to play this week, and we'll see.
Yeah. Anything we might look for new this week, or you got some secrets that we hadn't saw yet, or nothing you want to talk about, or
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's we're trying to clean up some of the stuff we did wrong, and we're not I'm a firm believer in I'm going to stick to the stuff I believe in. We're going to fix it. We're never going to make wholesale adjustments just because of one game or bad couple of weeks. We may make a couple of tweaks and find something within our system. But, I've been a part of a team where we ran the wing tee, the spread, and the wishbone all in the same year. And, jack of trades and master of none. That's kind of what it happens, and we're trying to figure out what we do well right now these first few weeks.
I got you.
And so we'll see. We get our pass protection better and start completing some balls, and it'll open up a whole lot of stuff on offense, and we clean up some stuff we did on defense, and I think we'll be okay. Yeah. And special team wise, I think we're a lot better than last year. We've but the effort's got to get better on the coverage.
Right.
And so if we can do that and make it easier on our defense, I mean, it all plays together. That's football. Right. That's why football's so great to me, because you depend on all 11 guys on the field, and offense is always dependent on defense, and they're all dependent on special teams.
That's right. A lot easier to defend 70 yards than it is 40 or less. And
yes.
We had that a few times this week, and I think
especially when we can limit the big play. If you limit the big play, and that's kind of what Union kind of reminds me of. They're going to limit the big plays and make you earn it.
That's right.
And if you do that on defense, it wears on you. You're bound to have a bad snap. You're bound to have a penalty. You're bound to drop a ball.
Right.
And that's kind of what happened to us last week. Is we got behind the chains, and then all of a sudden it's 2nd and 11 or 3rd and 12. You go call a play for 3rd and 12, and you tell me what you come up with. There ain't many plays out there for 3rd and 12.
No,
and
everybody run past the sticks and see somebody get open.
Yeah, there you go. And then the defense linemen are pinning their ears back.
Yeah.
And
one thing I did notice was that I know Rashad would probably echo what I said. He ran for his life most of his career, and this past Friday I didn't see that quite as much. He had a little bit better protection. No,
well, it was all kind of stuff. I mean, we start breaking it down. Sometimes a sack is on the quarterback now.
That's right.
And it wasn't all on Rashad. I'm not trying to say Rashad. It was a different person every time. It was somebody just flat out missing a block, or somebody not communicating an adjustment to a pressure they seen coming, and sometimes the guy Rashad is responsible for. A lot of times in a pass protection, the quarterback's responsible for somebody. If they blitz, he's got to get rid of the ball, And that's happened a couple times, and he's held on to the ball, or the ball's designed to get out early, and Rashad holds it a little bit and gets in trouble.
Yeah, well,
So
that's what I was saying. I think I had him being sacked 4 times, but that was on. It wasn't very many more times than that he had a whole lot of serious pressure on him.
yeah.
I mean, the times that he had it on him, they got him, but
4's too many.
yeah. That's too many.
That's too many. I mean, it just is. I mean, like I said earlier, a sack, a bad snap, a negative play really puts you behind the chains.
Right.
And fortunately, we can throw the ball and pick up chunks of yards, but it's very hard to depend on that all game.
That's right.
And trying to just keep developing a running game. And
But that first drive was very encouraging. We were able to run the ball downhill a little bit.
yeah.
If you can mix in some passing plays with that, and I feel like the offense is going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, we had a couple, like Kevin said, we had a great first drive, turnover. Had some plays later where it goes through a receiver. That's just my kid, y'all.
And my kid's picking at her and getting her to squeal.
Yeah, it's Molly and Annalise who are 2 peas in a pod. But just had a couple big plays that we had a chance to make. We dropped the ball or didn't make a good throw. I mean, it was like Coach Sharp said. I mean, what could have went wrong, seemed like on offense. And boo.
She coming to
You
see us.
just bound and determined. Just wave at
Turn
the camera.
around there and wave at him right there.
Wave at the camera.
She said, I want to get up there with you. I don't want to wave at nobody.
So, but no, I'm just really excited to see how, a lot of times your biggest growth is from game 1 to game 2.
That's right.
Of under the lights, and we'll see how it goes.
Fortunately, if we grow from game 1 to game 2, game 1 didn't count. So
Yep.
game 2 counts. If we can get that growth, then
It's a big game. It's a
Big
big game. It is a big game Friday, and I'm trying to explain it like, our kids don't know nothing about Union County. They don't.
that's right.
And, hey, girl, come around here.
Come over here.
Miss attention. So,
But every game counts. We're in the last year of power rankings, and so they all count in the power rankings.
yeah,
this
I
year.
mean,
And
that's the difference in single A. Every other classification is, hey, we're going to you got your non-region schedules are treated a lot like scrimmages, and you're trying to get ready for region
that's right.
and figure out your identity. Well, we don't have that benefit.
That's right.
And,
Well,
Friday night's a big
if we were playing in a region, top 4 region, go to the playoffs, which is what's going to be next year.
Yeah.
Those non-region games, like you say, would be more like scrimmages,
They're tune-ups.
and then you're trying to win 3 ball games, as
have a
opposed to now you got to win
Yeah.
5 ball games.
you have a chance to what we call tune-up and peak.
That's right.
And you develop your whole program about peaking in mid-October.
right.
You really want to peak about week 7 and keep it rolling through the playoffs. And that's something, Coach Probst over at Moultrie's done well. Coach Hidalgo over at Glenn has done a fantastic job. Just some of the guys that I've watched. Those guys that make deep playoff runs, watch their teams. They'll probably struggle early. And then about October they start finding their identity. They start clicking. But
Right.
we don't have that. We don't have that fortune, and we're trying to peak Friday.
That's right.
So,
Well, a very good coach in this area that I'm familiar with, Ed Pilcher. He won 5 state championships. His first state championship, he started the season 0-5.
yeah,
And then
Perfect example.
then he swept his region, and then he went on and won 5 playoff games and won the state championship in AAA back in, I think, 1992. But
Yeah.
you don't have that luxury when you play in power rankings. Unfortunately, this is going to be the end of it.
Yep.
And no matter who comes in our region, I know we don't want Brooks County in our region. We don't want to have
Yeah.
to play them tough jokers, but at the same time, we don't have to power rankings. So
Yep.
I think the negative outweighs the positive in my eyes. But all right, anything else we'd like to say about this week's ball game? Or
no, I mean we're just absolutely proud of the support we had Friday night, and if you ain't got nothing to do Friday night, we'd love to have you in Lake Butler. I know our boys boys really play hard at home, and we have that support. And there she goes in the kitchen. I mean,
she's gonna go cook something now.
Gonna have an Annalise segment on the show.
Yeah.
But no, we're looking forward to Friday night. So, and if you ain't got nothing to do, hop on down. I think it's 129.
Yeah, 129
to 75, and you'll shoot. It's not that far. It really ain't. I think Folkestone and McRae's further.
Probably is. That's right.
And
I'm sure there's something good to eat on the way in between here and there. So.
Well, Lake City, it's not far from Lake City. I mean, I'm not sure exactly.
I haven't looked at it either.
I'm not familiar with it like I am, Middle Georgia and South Georgia and Southeast Georgia. But
that's right. So we're going to go to Lake Butler and then hopefully come out of there with a W. And then
I do know this. I think it is Coach Detter told me, and it's a clear bag policy at their stadium Friday night. So if you're coming, make sure you have a clear bag.
Oh, so your pocketbook won't work.
Yeah, I think they let you.
Kind of like Turner Field used to be.
Yeah, like a little clutch or, a little wallet or something for the ladies. But that's something I got to check into with, I got a 2-year-old. I'm trying to find out if we can bring her bag in.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me know as soon as you find out, and I'll try to get something.
We'll post something. We'll post something on Facebook too.
Get something on the Touchdown Club page, and
that just ran across my mind. Yeah. And
if we can get down there Friday, come back with a W, then next week
would be huge.
We'll be huge.
We'll be a huge
start the year 1-0, and then we'll host Montgomery County.
Yeah.
The following week. So.
Yeah. It's here, man. It's gonna fly by. So I mean, I was telling Coach Randolph today. I was like, man, it's flying by. He said, I know, brother. My time's coming around too. So I'm resting up.
That's right. Well, we're looking forward to an exciting season, Coach. We got our scrimmage game out of the way. Fit to head into the regular season, and I look forward to good 10 ball games, and then hopefully some playoff games after that.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be back here next Monday night at Huddle House. We'll talk a little bit about the Union County game. Hopefully we'll be talking about a win, and then we'll discuss the upcoming opponents as well. Coach, if you don't have anything else, we'll sign off and let everybody get some dinner. And if you're in the area, haven't ate yet, stop by the Huddle House. Mr. Jimmy Brown, his staff would love to have you come in and eat and help out these Bulldogs while you're doing it.
Yes, sir. See you next week.
All right. Go Dogs.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Huddle House in Lakeland, Georgia is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With a clean and friendly atmosphere, you'll always get the service you're looking for. They have a variety of menu items for you to choose from, whether it's an omelet or a hamburger. And you can even order takeout, whether you sit at the bar or at a table. The staff at Huddle House is always looking out for you. Huddle House in Lakeland, open 24/7, 251 West Main Street. That's 251 West Main Street. Stop on by and eat something.